What is up, YouTube? Dolly back in the house again. And let me tell you, it feels great to be out of the desert and sitting in my studio. It feels amazing. Dolly, coast to coast, baby, coast to coast. And then we got some things to go over tonight. It's been a while. I haven't been able to show videos. So tonight we will be able to go over some of the video footage stuff. Okay. We're going to be talking the Emmanuel Haro case, of course. We're going to be talking a little bit about that young man, Sebastian Rogers, that you see on the screen. Also, the missing children from Nova Scotia, Jack and Lilly Sullivan. Who's ready? Who's ready for some Dolly tonight back in the studio? You guys, but look, I see 433 likes. Listen, let's hit 1,000 real quick so I don't have to say it anymore. There's already 1,000 of you in the chat room, and we are just starting. Nothing's changed. Just because I'm out of the desert, I'm going to need you guys to leave your DNA all over that like button, just in case you go missing and the cops go looking for you with Jake Haro, okay? They won't find you. They won't find you. You're going to need Dolly on the case. So if you're brand new out there, sub up, ring the bell. Of course, feel free to share my ugly face everywhere, okay? Make sure you do it. You got me? You following me? Everybody following me? Everybody with me tonight? Okay, so a little bit off topic from what we're talking about tonight is I was flying home tonight. I was roughly somewhere in Atlanta, Georgia, okay? Because, we flew out to Cali. We went to San Bernardino. We did a little bit of stuff in LA. Then we flew to Vegas. Then we flew from Vegas to Georgia. And then from Georgia back here. So I done circled the whole damn country in the last week. So when I was in Atlanta, I got a phone call from the LA Times. Okay. For you people from LA, I guess y'all know what the LA Times is. But if you ain't from LA, it's the newspaper there in Los Angeles. Okay. So I get a phone call and it's one of the reporters from Los Angeles. And they're like, Dolly, we want to talk to you about Emmanuel Haro because we know you was out there the whole time. You watched a lot of the stuff. You watched a lot of the spectators. You watched a lot of the people going to the property. You watched a lot of people go crazy. You seen a lot of these TikTokers and different reporters or independent journalists out there on the scene. And we want to know what you think about all that stuff. Okay. So I was like, yeah, well, I'm on an airplane right now. I can't talk to you. I will contact you when I get back to Virginia. So when I landed, I gave them a call. Then did an interview with them that's going to be published in the LA Times. So make sure if you're in LA, you read that shit, okay? Make sure you read it. So that way I didn't do the interview for nothing. But it just went over my thoughts on the case and a lot of the craziness that has transpired since I left there. Like, people breaking in the house, people going up on the property, everybody out there with their phones out, live streaming it, right? So we discussed a lot of things like that in the interview. Just a little hint. I want you guys to read it. So I'm not going to tell you everything that's from the LA Times interview. Just, of course, I'll be posting it when it comes out. Now, we are going to dive into the Emmanuel Haro case a little bit tonight. We had some rumors that came out a few days ago, and a lot of YouTubers put it out that his body was found. Absolutely not true. We know right now it's been days later, and this little boy's body still hasn't been found. But before we get into all that, I want to give my warnings. Dolly Visions for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculations, theories, mixed with a little bit of chaos and comedy. So don't take nothing here as fact. It's just my opinion. Completely satire, people. The callers tonight, because I am going to be taking some calls because I ain't heard from you beautiful people in over a week. Okay. Opinions are theirs and theirs alone, not to reflect on Dolly Vision. Everyone is innocent to proven guilty. Okay. Except for Rebecca and Jake. They guilty as shit. Okay. But everybody else is innocent. Okay. Everybody else is innocent. to prove him guilty. And the biggest one of them all, do not, and I repeat, do not try to be Dolly. Okay, don't do it. You'll be like a cactus. I am so dry from being in that desert. That is unreal. Okay, it is just unreal. So now that we got that out the way, little beautiful boy still missing. Jake Haro playing games. And I told y'all this when everybody was reporting misinformation. I said, listen, they were reporting he confessed, and there's been no reports that Jake has confessed to any crime. Now, is he cooperating with the police? He's going to use this because I believe he is going to blame his wife, Rebecca, for the death of Emmanuel. We've been saying this. I've been saying this because history repeats itself. In the last case where he fractured the skull of a child, where he broke her ribs, where he broke her leg, he blamed his wife, and she was also charged, and he got a little slap on his hand. Now, if he hadn't got this slap on his hand, he would have been in prison. Emmanuel would have never been born. And we wouldn't be talking about this case right now. But the system of California failed its people. Okay? It failed its people by this catch and release, not making this man serve his 72 months prison sentence that he should have had, which I believe for fracturing a kid's skull is nothing. It is absolutely nothing. Now, remember Austin Drummond, the guy that just unalived those 4 people down there in Tennessee? He was being charged with attempted murder, and all he did was get into a fist fight in the prison. That's it. Just a fist fight. No weapons, no nothing. That video's out. I may show that to y'all later. But he was charged with attempted murder just for getting into a fist fight. He didn't fracture nobody's skulls. He didn't break no ribs. He didn't break no legs. And he was being charged with attempted murder. All right. Now we got this man, Jake. I don't even want to call him Jake. He's not even a man. He is absolutely a monster. We got this monster that can fracture a kid's skull, break her arms, break her legs. Well, he didn't break her arm, but he broke her ribs and broke her leg, and he got a slap on the hand. Oh my God. And he had the most sleazeball ass attorney, right? Did y'all see the attorney? I think Dolly's the only person that hit him with, "Where's the baby? You're defending killers." You know, sometimes I guess I am a little controversial, a little tiny bit, right? Turtle Gang says first. All right, the first one on the train. It's good to see you, Turtle Gang. I made it home safely. Thank you for the ride to the airport this morning. All right. Believe it or not, that airport's so big. Time I got there and ate a bagel, it was time to get on the plane. So I'll share this, which is a little off topic, guys. So I flew from Vegas to Atlanta, and believe it or not, there's 3 rows on Delta. And I just got lucky and picked a row that nobody else bought tickets for. All right. So when I got on the plane, I pulled up the armrest. So it was like a long bench. I threw my neck pillow down as a pillow. I grabbed my blanket, covered up, laid slam across the row. I don't even know if I put my seatbelt on, right? They didn't bother me. They didn't say nothing to me. They left me alone the whole flight. When I woke up, I was landing in Atlanta. True story. Just get lucky spot, right? I just got a lucky spot where I could stretch out and sleep because I flew back early in the morning and I was kind of tired. So I actually got some good rest on the airplane. I didn't feel one bump, no turbulence. I was knocked out. I'm sure them people listen to me snore because when I'm really tired, I snore pretty damn loud. I'm going to share that with you guys. So I'm sure they listened to me snore for 3.5 hours as we flew across the country. As we flew across the country. So I made it home. I feel a lot better being here. It was just good to see this. You know, usually I think of my town as a shithole, right? But I was just glad to see it today. So, you know, the parents were in court today. They were officially charged with the murder of Emmanuel Haro. So at this time, he is presumed dead. All right. sad as it may be, and some of these things we will never understand why somebody can hurt their child or why a woman would stand by a man that would hurt a child. Now, I asked a question in my live, I believe it was last night when I was in Vegas. Who do y'all think is responsible? They both equally responsible for the death of this child. And most of you guys overwhelmingly said yes, they're both responsible. She should get the same punishment as Jake. And I was like, damn, this is a woman with two black eyes, and you can tell she's been abused. But listen, the people are spoke. You know, sometimes people tell me, Dolly, you go too soft on the ladies, you know, because I just feel like, you know, this lady was being beat on, and there should be a maybe. I ain't saying a lot of lenience, right? Just a little bit. Maybe she should get 100 years and he should get 200 years. But listen, when she had every opportunity to step up and to speak and say, hey, I'm being abused, he hurt the baby, she didn't do that. She is still sticking with the story right now that this baby was kidnapped. Hey, Dolly. Hey, thanks for the super chat. Welcome to the Blessed Express tonight. You ain't blessed unless you want the Express, okay? Buckle up, get your window seat. We're going in tonight on a few different cases. There's a lot going on right now, and it's just crazy. It's just a lot of craziness going on, just shocking stuff just all around. And it feels good to be back, and I'm able to discuss these things with you and hear your opinions because I'll be able to take phone calls. Dolly, you did amazing in this situation. I did the best I could to be out there to support everybody that was out there for Emmanuel. And it was a lot of good people out there in Cabazon, right? Cabazon. It already, I can't remember. I just only been back down for a few hours, right? Only been back a few hours. I got back. We went out and got some food, and I came back here, you know, showered up, and took a few, play with the dogs for a few minutes, and then boom, I'm up here with live. Which back to work, baby, back to work. Ain't nothing changed, right? So a lot of good people out there, and the crazy thing is this. This is something I don't understand, and you California people can help me out with this. People are still out there protesting the house. I don't get that. I don't get that. Really? Like, I don't understand why everybody is still in front of the house screaming. I mean, the people that did this, they're in jail, right? Thank you so much for your donation. Get on the Blessed Express Truth. Get you a nice window seat, buckle up, may get a little wild. This is something I don't understand. They're still out there in front of the house causing kind of some chaos and things like that. And there's I guess because the memorial's there for Emmanuel that the people have decided to stay there, right? Once the parents had went to jail and justice started to be served for Emmanuel, I thought it was my time to step away from that, you know, and I thought a lot of that stuff would calm down after the prayer vigil. I thought the prayer vigil was going to be the last of the whole in front of the house thing. But Lordy, was I wrong on that one. I mean, you got damn people giving ghost tours up in there, like breaking in the house. But there was a lot of crazy things going on out there. You know, people going up and purposely doing it, just breaking the law. Just didn't give a damn if they had no trespassing signs, could have cared less. Just walking up on the house, walking up on the porch, knocking on the door. One drunk guy went in there and stole Jake and Rebecca's CD collection. I watched him do it, right? And he was all hammered drunk, people climbing on the house. I thought it was damn January 6th and it was the damn Capitol building, right? It's just, it's wild, right? And so the reporter, you know, today from the LA Times, that's really what he wanted to ask me about is what did I think about just overall of it. I mean, I think 99% of the people that were there in front of that house were there for the right reasons. Okay, good people, family people. And then you had just a couple fools that wanted to, I guess, like, I don't know, be on camera, or they wanted to be TikTok stars, or whatever it may be. I didn't understand all of it. Now, the independent journalists, I get, like the big homie, I get that he's a journalist. He's out there. The crazy guy with the crooked eye, I get that he's out there. There was another Mexican gentleman that done like independent journalism. He was out there. So all them people, I think, did good. They wasn't out there doing anything crazy like me, right? I ain't jumping their fence. I'm not running up in the yard. I'm not doing any of those things, right? So I saw a lot of the people were out there for really good reasons, and they were bringing this story in real time. That's the good thing about YouTubers and TikTokers and things like that. If they handle themselves in a professional manner, they're bringing you this information that you can't get on your local news. Okay? You can't, there's no filter on TikTok and YouTube. Well, TikTok does, I guess. And so does YouTube. There's rules, but there's no boss. There's no media saying you can't say this, you can't do this. Like when I ran up on the dude saying he was defending baby killers. Like most media can't run up on you and say that. Some of them will. Some of them are brave enough to say some crazy shit to you. But lawyer had nothing to say. He had a lot to say when, he was claiming his clients were innocent and they wasn't in jail. But soon as they were arrested, he had nothing to say. Dolly, someone even grabbed Emmanuel's, what is that? Pram from my house and is now out by the vigil. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I think the journalists wanted to know about, some of that stuff that was going on in front of the house. Like, and there's a lot of people up here that hate on me and say wherever I go, there's chaos, right? Is a stroller? Okay. His stroller. Wild is what it is, right? Listen, when I cover cases of missing children, and we cover a lot of missing kids here on Dolly Vision. Now, a lot of these independent journalists, they cover all, whatever, all kind of news, but mainly the news we cover here are missing people, missing kids, and foul play. Okay, that's usually what we focus on here on Dolly Vision. So, of course, if I show up somewhere and we done got some parents that then killed a kid and they're not in jail, there's going to be chaos, right? That ain't that I'm creating the chaos. I just already know there's going to be chaos. Okay. I know it's going to happen because people, they want answers, they want justice, and they want the police to do it immediately. Trust me, I used to be the same way. I would want that justice instantly, but that ain't how it really works. Okay. The police have to build a case. It takes time. They got to check these leads, they got to check these avenues. And when they make the arrest, they got to have enough proof that these people did it, or they can't get the conviction. Like a lot of rumors were coming out today. If they didn't charge these people with murder today, there's a possibility that the judge was going to release them, that they wanted some evidence, enough evidence to be able to charge these people with murder. Now, I wasn't in the court today. That's just rumors that were being said outside of the court. Okay, because, we talk news, rumors, gossip here. Had she been a proper mother, she would have done died to protect her child. A black eye is nothing if you actually defending your child. I agree with that. Like you could have did more, right? You would have to kill me to hurt my child. But we know this woman was absolutely abused. She's an abused lady too. Like she didn't punch herself in the eye. I mean, it's possible she could have, but I doubt it because she looked like she had two black eyes. It ain't justifying what she did. Don't get me wrong. I ain't if she had every chance to talk and she didn't. I don't feel sorry for her. I feel sorry that she was being beat on before this, right? I wish she would have did the right thing from the very beginning. Once those police got around and she said, "Hey, he beats on me. He hurt the kid. This is where the kid's at." Right. But she took part in the lie, which is going to make it. This is the bad thing about this before we start getting into the news interviews of them being in court and everything. The bad thing is this: as a defense attorney, right? Now, I ain't no defense attorney, but I did stay at a Holiday Express one time, right? Jake has a good case. He wasn't there. He was at the football game. She was the last one saying she was with the baby. Okay, so he can say, well, she left with the baby. I don't know what she did with the baby. She did it. Okay, I had nothing to do with it. So when people are saying he's confessing, no, I think he's agreeing to cooperate with the law enforcement. That's why we seen him out beside the interstate while they were looking for Emmanuel's body, is because he's telling the police, hey, she may have went here, we go here. So they're probably asking him locations where do y'all go? You know, what other places have you been with Rebecca? And he's naming these places, and they're searching these places because just my opinion, and I mean, I'm right about a lot of stuff, but I'm not right about everything, is he's throwing her under the bus. Definitely throwing her under the bus. And he has a really good defense in this because he can say, she reported him missing. She was the last one with him. I don't know what she did with the baby. I'll do everything I can to help you find him. And remember, when they said the family wasn't cooperating and he got his sleazeball ass attorney involved, he came out and said Jake wants to clear his name, but never said nothing about Rebecca, right? Y'all remember that. He never said nothing about, we didn't even know if he was representing her. And I still don't know if he's representing her. But he wanted to clear Jake's name, right? So he was already setting it up to throw his wife under the bus, which to me is absolutely crazy. And you don't have to convince but one jury member that, hey, I wasn't there when the baby went missing. She had the baby. She reported the baby gone. I was at a football game. I cooperated with the police. I took them to every spot I knew, and the baby's never going to be found. This is off topic, but I want to address this too. Okay. Is there any word on how Brandy Neal Vaughn is? Okay. If y'all seen my post earlier today, Brandy is in really, really bad shape. Okay. And that is the mother of the missing child, Michael Monkey Vaughn from Fruitland, Idaho. Okay. Been out there, worked the case. I think she is sticking to the lie because she knows he will get out. Maybe Kay, maybe. Let me address this real fast though. So Brandy Neal is, I guess, scheduled to have a liver transplant, but she's having some complications. There's some internal bleeding that is going on with Brandy Neal. All right. So we have been praying for the last 2 days, and firsthand, I've been out there. I've met this family. I've sat with this family. They're really, really good people. Tragedy struck them and somebody kidnapped their kid. They didn't hurt their own child. They have other kids, beautiful kids, little Buggy, her daughter. And it's sad. It's just a sad, sad situation because I've been praying this whole time that Brandy Neal would get justice for Michael Monkey Vaughn before anything could happen to her. Right. And her health has just been getting worse and worse and worse. And, but we got to continue to pray. We got to continue to pray. Right now, the last I heard was they were flying her to possibly have this liver transplant, but I don't know what the complications. And when I met Brandy 3 years ago, she looked like a nice, healthy woman now. And this is nothing against Brandy. I don't want her, she looks like a skeleton. She has lost so much weight, and it's just sad to see. It breaks my heart. And, we're going to continue to fight for her. if I don't even want to, if anything ever happens to her, and I ain't talking about now, we're going to continue to fight for Monkey Michael Vaughn. One way or another, this lady is going to get some justice from these monsters that are still walking the street, and the police know who done it, right? The internet knows who done it, and these people are not in jail. Some of the most disgusting people on this planet, okay? And yeah, just guys, everybody throw a little prayer out there for Brandy, and let's hope she makes a full recovery, and let's pray to God for the person that that went to heaven that's probably given up their liver, because I'm sure there ain't nobody walking around without their liver. So so somebody's lost their life to give her this second chance at life, and let's just pray a miracle happens. But it just hasn't been good news. Okay. It just hasn't been good news for her and her family. And let's just miracles happen. We got to continue to pray for a miracle. And in both sides of it, her health, and that something happens as far as what's going on with this little beautiful boy here. Okay. Michael Monkey Vaughn. If you don't know the story, you're from Cali and you're tuning in and you don't know the history of these kids we're going to be talking about right here behind me tonight too. So a lot of these kids you see on the screen, we will be discussing tonight. He got out the house. His dad was ordering a pizza, stepped out into the garage to smoke a cigarette, and Michael Monkey Vaughn slipped out the door. He was walking around trying to find some kids to play with, and one of the neighbors actually brought him home, but didn't watch him go inside. So when the neighbor left, he left again. And that's when three bad people rolled up in a car and kidnapped him. Okay. And probably done some horrible, horrible things that you couldn't even imagine to this small child. So for the last 3-4 years, we've been fighting for justice, trying to get answers for Michael Monkey Vaughn. I even flew out. That was the first time I ever flew out to the West Coast, was to fly out there for Michael Monkey Vaughn. And that was Fruitland, Idaho. And, we went door to door. We went searching. We put up banners and flyers all over Fruitland. And like I said, I interviewed his mother, sat with the family, talked to him. Super good people. And let's just, like I said, all we can do at this point is pray for a miracle. That's really all we can do. And pray that she's in the hands of good doctors, and that she stays around a while so she can see justice for Michael Vaughn. Now, listen, I use this woman so much in my stories of true crime because she's what a mother is supposed to be in a missing child case. Like, we seen Rebecca, how she acted, right? We seen Chris and Katie Proudfoot, Sebastian's parents. We seen how they acted, okay? Jack and Lilly Sullivan's parents, Malaya Brooks and Daniel Martell, we seen how they acted. Brandy didn't act nothing like them. She fought for her kid every day. She continues to. And like most parents that lose a kid, she was moving more towards being a advocate for missing kids. And that just shows you the passion she has for her own kid and to help other missing children. So she's a very special woman, especially in the true crime sector, okay? Because she has no responsibility in the disappearance of her kid. She was at work, and Michael Monkey Vaughn went missing, and she's been crushed. And I think a lot of this has hurt her health, and liver, and making her drink. Hate to say it, that's what tears your liver up out there, drinking. And but to fight your demons, a lot of people turn to alcohol, especially when you're going through depression and this type of stuff she was. And then, of course, damaging her liver. And it's been all pretty much downhill from there, right? So I believe stress is a silent killer, and her being stressed out. I like your LA hat. Thank you. I got it in LA. So, stress is a silent killer, and she's been battling that stress and fighting those demons for the last 4 years. and she's losing the battle, right? She's losing the battle. We just got to pray that she can make a comeback at this point. But I'm telling you, if this happened to you or anybody out there like this to any of our families, it would destroy us the same way that it has destroyed Brandy Neal. So I know that was a little off topic, but it's right now it's touch and go. That would be the update I gave you from my information that I'm receiving right now. It is touch and go. All right, let's just hope and just be like, come on, give one. You know, the team needs this one. We need this one, right? And I think if we lose Brandy, I even hate to say that, I don't think the police are going to fight as hard to try to get justice for Monkey Michael Vaughn. I just don't think they will. So, scary situation. Now back to this. I want to jump into some videos. I don't want to get too sidetracked because we got a few other things to go over tonight. But her health is really important. And like I said, to me, very special woman. Very special woman. And I know she's a fighter. And I know she is tough as nails. And that's why I'm hopeful that she will make it. Okay? Because I've seen her toughness. She's put it on display for all of YouTube to see. And I think she can beat this. All right? I think she can. Let me share these videos with you. And this is just a playlist of all the most recent news in the Emmanuel Haro case. Let me close that right there. Am I hitting the right thing? Right here, share screen. Okay, entire screen. It's been a minute since I've been in the studio. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing anymore.
Parents of a missing 7-month-old baby in the Inland Empire have been officially charged with murder as the search for the infant's body continues. Fox 11's Nick Garcia was in the courtroom for the couple's first appearance. He joins us now live in Riverside with the latest. Nick.
Well, Susan, that appearance was very quick but significant at that. This was the first time we've seen Rebecca Haro since her arrest on Friday, and the first time we've seen Jake since he was spotted with detectives in their search for baby Emmanuel's body over the weekend. Take a look. Can Rebecca?
I think she has 4 total. I think she has 4 kids total, including Michael Monkey Vaughn. And there's Buggy, which is her daughter, and I think there's 2 older teenage girls.
Haro sat in a courtroom in downtown Riverside Tuesday afternoon as their public defender asked for their arraignment to be continued to next week.
We have limited information. All we have is a felony complaint at this point. We don't have police reports, anything of that nature.
The public defender's office is also legally only able to represent one of them, so they need the extra time to determine which one they'll choose. The judge granted the request, setting bail at $1 million each and pushing the arraignment to next Thursday, September 4th. That's when the two will answer to the charges of murder and filing a false police report. Neither of them looked at the audience, which was packed with people demanding justice for Emmanuel.
I feel really disgusted still because I don't feel like they should even have a bail because Emmanuel can't, he can't do anything, so they should not be able to do anything.
We want justice. We want answers. We want to find him. He's our baby. He's our baby now. Everybody from all over the place has been on this case. I've been on it since day one when I heard.
Jake and Rebecca Haro reported Emmanuel had been kidnapped on August 14th, but the criminal complaint filed by the Riverside County District Attorney's Office accuses the Haros of killing the baby, saying it could have happened as early as August 5th, more than a week before the kidnapping claims. Now, something worth noting, this has certainly crossed county lines. So Riverside County is handling this. Worth noting, and remember that Yucaipa incident, investigators say that kidnapping never happened. That was in San Bernardino County. But investigators say the actual crimes that have happened in Riverside County, which is why it's being handled here. Live in downtown Riverside, I'm Nick Garcia, Fox.
Okay. I also heard Ondatita got a attempt to court charge today for screaming "Hola" or something like that. I heard some of those rumors. Does anybody know in the chat if that's quite true? But yeah, listen, the court system has to understand that people are outraged by this, right? We've seen that with some of the behavior of people, just pissed off, right? Just pissed off. Now, I ain't making excuses for people that are doing stupid things. Okay. You know, if you do stupid stuff, you win stupid prizes. All right. So, but I just know the reason that people are acting so batshit is because they're so angry at the situation and they want answers. OTT was released after he apologized. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. I don't want to see nobody in jail that's out there fighting so hard for children, right? You got to remember, I've been to jail fighting for kids, right? Sometimes emotions get heated. Sometimes you're mad and upset, and it's hard to be in the true crime and not have some type of emotional tie to it once you're so close to the case, right? And that was the reason it made me angry when people were reporting misinformation, is because you get so invested in this and the emotions are high, right? People are on edge in these situations, especially when you're dealing with something so sensitive as a baby. Okay, it's bad when it's kids and it's bad when it's adults. But the worst crimes we have on this planet are crimes against kids. And listen, we need as many people out there fighting for these children, no matter how crazy they may be or how many, like, what their persona is on the internet. Long as they're legitimately out there fighting for these kids, that's the most important thing. I say all the time, we need more people out here doing the things that some of us do, right? Our armies need to grow. Our support needs to grow. So these voices are heard, right? I believe that the community, even though it was a little bit of chaos, they put a lot of pressure on these police to make this arrest, right? I told y'all that something was coming when I talked to that police that night. Now, he didn't directly tell me, right? Because they don't do that. But he hinted that he was going to speak with some people about trying to stop what was going on in front of that house. And he said, I know it's not going to stop until they're arrested. And then 2 days later, no, a day later, actually about 24 hours later, they were arrested. So they knew the chaos was going to continue and it was growing. Okay. It wasn't getting, every day I was out there, there's more people. And then it still hasn't stopped right now. Now, I encourage the people that are out in front of that house to chill out a little bit, be respectful. The people that are involved in hurting this baby are in jail. I don't believe the grandmother, this is just my opinion. Now, you don't have to agree with this opinion. I don't believe the rest of the people know what's going on. They kept that baby really secret. You know, they would tell people, oh, we didn't let the baby's in the car because it's not vaccinated. So even some of the family members never even seen this baby, right? They never even seen this baby. So I don't think this baby was, I think this baby was not with us since the beginning of August, right? Before that woman got those black eyes, I believe this baby was gone, right? They still sit in court emotionless. Now, if you had nothing to do with your kid's disappearance as a mother, could you be emotionless? Absolutely not. Okay. I'd be going crazy. And listen, if I thought my baby mama did something to my kid, I'd be trying to attack her ass in the courtroom. Right. And I know she would do the same thing to me if I ever did something to hurt my kid. But we know each other. We know that would never happen. But to see these people be so calm and not shed a tear, one, for their missing kid. Now, let me tell you this. I've been around a lot of these monsters, and I can tell you now, I've probably been around more monsters than anybody in this room. And we got 2,323 people in this room. I've been around baby killers. I've been around killers. They lack emotion, right? The only time they ever cry is when they cry for themselves. I didn't see them cry, but I've never seen one of them cry for one of their victims. Never. In all the cases I've followed all over the country. When they cry, they're crying for themselves because they know they're never, ever getting out of prison. And the reason I show up is to watch them cry. Right? Because them tears, they're feeling. They didn't feel no pain when they hurt these kids or these people. But at that moment, they're feeling what pain feels like because they're crying for themselves. It is the greatest thing in the world to see. It brings me warmth and joy to watch a monster cry. For all the people they hurt and for all the people they made cry, to see them feeling it themselves, you know, it goes in this world. What goes around comes around. And how BK acted. Yeah. Some of these people are just completely cold. If you're completely emotionless, you're a serial killer. Okay. Even these wannabe monsters and horrible people, they're more narcissists and they care about nobody but themselves. Right? It's all about them. Remember Leilani, right? Leilani Simon, she was upset about her colored pencils. Woman, F your colored pencils. Okay? You shouldn't get no damn colored pencils. Right? And then at the end, right after all this stuff, they showed pictures of her baby, partial remains. She never shed one tear. Didn't even look. But when they sentenced her, she cried. Right? Megan Boswell murdered her baby, stuffed her in a trash can. I went to her trial also. She never cried. When they sentenced her ass, she cried. So to see things like this and, you know, to have so much experience with these monster ass people, they look no different than like all these other people. But trust me, they're going to cry. They're going to break. And you never know. I may go back to California when they go to get sentenced. Now, I'm not going to sit in the trial of these two people, right? Because it's the damn desert. I don't know if I could take that much more time in the desert. But when they go to trial to sentencing, Dolly's hopping back on a plane and we're going back to the West Coast, okay, to watch them cry and to drive Lamborghinis, okay? Watch them cry and drive Lamborghinis. So it's coming. We know these people are guilty. And right now, I don't think, and this is just my opinion, I don't know how much evidence they really got on these people. That's the scary thing. That's a little bit of what I told the LA Times today. I was like, the scariest thing to me is, and I hope that they have built a strong enough case to get a conviction so they never, ever hurt another child. Okay, we've only won one part of the battle. They're in jail, but they haven't been convicted. That's when we really do the dance. We don't want to celebrate too soon, right? Because we don't know what kind of deals they're going to take, who's saying what, and we know Rebecca is sticking to the story. It's either stand by my man or she don't know what he's doing. Okay. Because listen, sometimes when you high profile in jail, they keep you in solitary. 23-1. When anybody that ain't never been locked up, 23-1 is this. You sit in a cell by yourself 23 hours a day. They bring your food to you. You don't get out to eat. And when you're in 23-1, you don't have TV. The only thing you can have is books. Okay. And you don't have any communications, right? You can call out, right? But right now she don't have a lawyer. And you know, she don't, if she's calling out collect, or unless one of her family members are sending her money. Okay, listen, nobody send this woman shit. Okay, don't send her no money, because that's how they get phone cards, and that's how they can call out, and that's how they can find out what's going on. The best thing for law enforcement right now is she doesn't have a clue of what's going on. Okay, if she don't have a clue and she keeps sticking to her story, then Jacob continued to lead the police on a wild goose chase, is what I believe he's doing. If he disposed of this body, he would know where the body's at. Okay, even if animals got to the bodies, there'd be some type of scattered remains. There'd be some type of evidence, right? And we would know, even if it was fragments of bone. Okay, just say a coyote was to chew them. I believe the child is buried somewhere out there in that desert. And when I tell y'all this, guys, just from being out there, I could hide 2,432 of y'all out there, and nobody would ever find you unless I took them to where you were at. That's how big of a haystack it is. Okay, this haystack ain't like some little tiny haystack. This haystack is massive, hundreds of miles of nothing but desert and mountains and cactuses. Okay, a lot of damn cactuses, right? You would not find 2,500 people that are in the chat. So if they don't directly lead them to this body, they're never, ever going to find Emmanuel. And maybe, you know, they should tell her what Jake is doing. So they need to be playing these two people against each other. That's the only way we're going to find the body. Okay? I believe that's the only way we're going to find the body. I don't believe Rebecca killed this baby. Now, I do believe she's covering it up for the man she loves, which is horrible, right? That's truly what I believe. She's covering it up for this man because she loves this man. Love makes people do some weird, crazy stuff, right? But if they went to her and said, look, he's saying you did it, show her the video of him out there showing places and pointing the finger at her, maybe she'll break. You know, they really need to get some really good counselors in there with this woman to speak with her, because they both hold the key, right? That unlocks the lock, the mystery lock, right? They both hold those keys, but one of them's playing and the other one has kind of and sticking to her story when you know the story is absolute lies. I mean, just everybody, let's take a vote. There's 2,500 people in here. If you believe the story's a lie, press 1, okay? And like this video. We should have at least 2,000 likes on this video. But if you believe that they're responsible, press 1. If you think something different, press 2. I just want to see in the chat. We're all on the same page here. I mean, 2,500 people know what she's saying is a lie. You know, that's a lot of people. Can 2,500 people be wrong? Let's just play the odds. No. No, we are not all wrong. And California, here's the bad thing, guys, does not have the death penalty. So you can kill a beautiful baby in California and possibly get out of prison one day. That is insane to me. Just absolutely insane. Look at all these ones. I haven't seen anybody press 2. And the trolls won't even press 2 on this one, right? That's when it's real bad. When the trolls are pressing 1, I'm like, yeah, I gotta agree with Dolly on this one. Let me hit that 1. So he is felony 1, and his is a misdemeanor. Hers is felony 1, and his is a misdemeanor. No, they're both charged with murder. They're both charged with murder. Even if they work with him and he tells where that body's at, he's still going to be charged with murder. They may try to lighten his sentence some if he leads them to the body, you know, just so there's closure and there's answers. But neither one of these people at their age will ever see freedom again. right? And now they ain't gonna get the death penalty, but will they get out? Didn't she say something about it's murder with malice, right? So it's intentional murder, and murder with malice is probably like you beat the baby to death, right? That's what they're believing because of past history. That these people, well, Jake is known for abuse, domestic. See, they're both going to point the finger at each other. And that could work one of two ways. It could help one of them, or it could hang both of them. And I'm hoping it hangs both of them because they're going to point the fingers at each other. Her lawyer's going to say, listen to what Rebecca's lawyer is going to say, because this is my opinion. He's going to say, she's an abused woman. She has Stockholm syndrome. She's having mental health issues because of this. She's delusional. He was beating on her. She's never been in trouble before with the law. She has other kids she never hurt. This man comes into her life. The child they have together is beat to death. He's missing. His last child had a fractured skull, broken ribs, broken leg. And this woman is a victim. All right? She's going to play victim. There's no doubt in my mind if she has any semi-decent attorney whatsoever, okay, she is going to play victim. And he is going to point the finger at her, saying she was the last one with the baby. She's the one saying the baby was kidnapped, right? Because they got both of them for filing a false report, but he never filed a false report. She called the police from the Big Five. He was at the football game. He didn't even find out till like 8 o'clock, allegedly. Now that whole story's a lie, but he never reported the crime. So how can you charge him with falsifying a crime if he never reported the crime? Any decent lawyer is going to get that thrown out. Okay. So this becomes a crazy situation. I'm hoping they have some pretty good proof or they're in trouble. Okay. They're in trouble. All right. Let's jump back to some of these news clips.
11 News.
In Riverside, the parents of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro appear in court for the first time today as they are formally charged with murder.
Authorities say the couple fabricated the story about their baby's kidnapping and say the little boy is presumed dead. KTLA's Jillian Smuckler live at the courthouse with today's proceedings. Jillian.
Hi, guys. Yeah, so the parents charged with murdering their 7-month-old baby, they appeared in court for the first time today. And this is new court documents are giving us some insight into when investigators believe Emmanuel Haro could have been killed. They say that could have happened 9 days before his mother reported him missing. And that's sparking new concerns tonight as that search for baby Emmanuel continues. An event.
Did she say 9 months? What did she just say? Hold on one second. I got to hear that again.
Hi, guys. Yeah, so the parents charged with murdering their 7-month-old baby, they appeared in court for the first time today. And this is new court documents are giving us some insight into when investigators believe Emmanuel Haro could have been killed. They say that could have happened 9 days before his mother reported him missing. And that's sparking new concerns tonight as that search for baby Emmanuel continues. An eventful day in Riverside as Rebecca and Jake Haro make their first appearance in court. The couple is charged with killing their 7-month-old baby, Emmanuel, and filing a false police report. These charges carry a minimum sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. But KTLA legal analyst Allison Treasel says the murder with malice charge makes the couple eligible for the death penalty.
It's situations where there's torture or extreme cruelty or something of that nature that would qualify for the enhancement of the malice charge.
But we're going to have to wait a bit longer to find out what prosecutors will be pushing for. The parents appeared in court for less than 5 minutes today.
If you go out there, stream it, we'll feed your stream here to Dolly Vision. You know, I still have people out there, turtles. You know, there was turtles out there with me every day. So I can probably get us streams from there, from location. I can have some people stream everything that's going on, and we can feed it right here live without me being there. Plus, I met a lot of cool ass people, and I got all their contact numbers. A lot of good media people too. So I made a lot of connections while I was there in those few days that I was in Cabazon. I met a lot of the locals, got a lot of their numbers. I met different streamers. There were some, I know one person in particular that has a whole bunch of streaming gear, and he was showing me what I need to take on the road with me. He would be a good guy for us to have out there streaming these events. And I got his number in my phone, and I will give him a call. And I mean, he has good gear, multiple cameras, so he can shoot things from different angles. He has the live boxes. He has a whole bunch of good stuff. He has everything that I need when I go on the road. And he was showing me that. He was like, look, this is what you need. And because he has a smaller channel, but he helps other YouTubers. He said, usually I just help other YouTubers filming. And even I got contact information with some of the people from Court TV too, that, you know, some of them I know, but like they're video photographers and different people. So I will hit up somebody and make sure we have everything as it runs live from that area and from the court. Okay. Even if I have to pay him to show up and stream it for us for Dolly Vision. So he'll just be working for us. Okay. But he's already there. He already has the gear, and we'll make sure that we have the best footage we can get of everything that goes down.
Showing up without their own attorneys.
Initially, we received word that one or both would have private counsel. It appears that neither have private counsel. We cannot represent both.
They say they're hopeful they'll have a new attorney.
You notice their attorney, right? He wanted the attention when they wasn't killers, right? When they were. Now, what happened to the sleazeball? He couldn't handle the pressure, right? You could see that dude when I was saying shit to him. You could see sweat beating out his head, and it wasn't sweating because it was hot. He was sweating because he couldn't take the heat. And I ain't talking about the desert heat. All right. He has 2 murder charges. What does this say? Hold on, seeing stop signs. He has 2 murder charges today. I sent you the newest charges in your messenger. Okay, I'll grab that in just a few minutes. But you know, now you see neither one of them have legal representation, and the district attorneys, they can't represent both of them. So there's a conflict of interest. So what they're going to have to do is get a district attorney from another county, okay, another area, to represent one of them. So because they don't work, they slip and fall experts, right? She was a like a home care nurse when she, you know, changing diapers of old people kind of person, right? And he worked at Walmart. Okay. I mean, I ain't knocking people that work at Walmart, but I think Walmart is a job for high school students. You know, your first job, you go to work at Walmart, you work as a cashier or something. At that age, you should have more job experience and education, and where you shouldn't be working at Walmart. Now, if you're older and work at Walmart, nothing against you. Okay. Some people end up in them situations for different reasons, but she had a decent career, but he never did. He never really, you know, like, I mean, you may be able to work at Walmart till you retire. Walmart ain't going nowhere. It's one of the biggest corporations in the world. Just don't pay good. It just don't pay really well compared to a lot of jobs out there.
Picked out by later next week. We spoke with one man about what he noticed watching the couple sit handcuffed in that courtroom.
The presence it felt disgusting in there. It felt like it felt different. You didn't feel like safe or anything. Yeah.
While it didn't last long, dozens of people showed up today to show their support for the 7-month-old baby whose body still hasn't been found.
I didn't get an opportunity to be a mom, but the minute I saw the minute I saw him, my gut, I just knew that something happened.
It pissed me off. I'm a mom of a 13-year-old, and I would never think of harming her in any type of way like these pieces did.
My husband knows, and everybody knows, I have been night and day thinking about this child and praying that he is found.
These newly filed charges come nearly 2 weeks after Emmanuel was first reported missing, sparking a desperate search to find him. The good news is we are expecting to get an update on the case and the search for 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. The district attorney's office and the county sheriff's office, they're holding a joint press conference tomorrow morning, and they're expected to give us a lot more information on the case. I know a lot of people are eager to hear from them. We were hoping that that would happen earlier today with that arraignment, but of course, with that being pushed back to next Thursday, we have to wait a little bit longer. But for now, reporting live in Riverside, Jillian Smuckler, KTLA 5 News.
Thank you, Jillian.
Running hurts.
Okay. So somebody asked, am I happy to be home? Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to be home. I'm glad to see these people in jail. I just wish that the baby would have been found. And I don't know if we will really get those answers. So that I didn't know how long this was drag out as far as will the baby be found? Will the baby not be found? So I stuck around until there was justice for the baby. Now, here's the thing. PJ goes on vacation in just a couple days. So I got to pack back up and we're going out of town. So I got to go back on the road with PJ, okay, for vacation. And she's talking about possibly us being at CrimeCon. I said, hell no. Let's go to the Bahamas. But now she's like, hey, I think we should go out to CrimeCon. So even though they think I'm controversial, won't let me get a booth, it's still me mingling and us hanging out with the true crime fans and promoting Dolly Vision in Colorado. I mean, it wasn't my pick, but if PJ wants to do it and that's what she has her heart set on, then that's what I'm going to do. So it's basically leave my bag packed. All right. Like it ain't no need to unpack if I'm going to be just in a couple days going back out of town, and especially, we do vacations, but even in our vacations, we tend to do a little bit with true crime. I mean, it's like I'm like, we should not, you know what I'm saying? But it always seems to be our interests are so much involved the same as in bringing justice for these kids and this true crime stuff that even on our enjoyment time, the once a year that we do it, we still, last vacation, we went and covered the Mata case in DC on our way to where we go, Niagara Falls, right? But we stopped in and did some searching for Mata and went to the vigils and went to the conferences. They did a good job on bringing justice. I learned a lot in that case about, listen, if your police don't want to do the job, go over the police to your congressmen and your senators and your representatives and put pressure on them, and they'll put the pressure on the police. And that's what happened in the Mata case. And I think the husband is about to go to trial in that for killing his wife. And she was an immigrant to the country, but all the immigrants supported. They're a tight-knit community because, as when people come to this country, they have a hard time. So they tend to stick with their people, right? And build their own little communities. So they have people they can talk to, as they learn English and things like that. So that community showed mass support. I mean, massive support for even bigger than what we've seen in Cabazon, right? Those people, I believe she was Indian, and I'm not talking Native American. I'm thinking she was from India, something like that, a Palestinian. I can't remember exactly what nationality she was from, but she was a nurse, and the dude did the worst thing and hurt her and disposed of her body. and he's sitting in jail, right? So let me mute this so I can get this commercial to play, and then we're going to go into some more videos on this. And we have a few things we want to talk about before we. No, I'm going to take calls on this before I jump into the next story, okay? Because I want to stay on topic tonight. But we're going to be talking about Sebastian Rogers. We're going to be talking about Jack and Lilly, but I'm going to do it in segments, okay? I'll probably be here with you guys 2 hours talking, and we done did over an hour about Emmanuel Haro. All right, but I want to get into some of these other cases because these kids, we haven't forgot them, right? We definitely haven't forgot about these kids, and all these cases need to be covered, okay? It's important. And of course, Vinny covered this. We're going to watch a little bit of that.
Is the tragic disappearance of a 7-month-old named Emmanuel Haro, whose parents reported that he was abducted, but now mom and dad are locked up. Here's the story.
Rebecca and Jake Haro have several children. The youngest is just 7 months old. His name is Emmanuel, and he is missing. Emmanuel's mom says she knows what happened. She was in the parking lot of a Big 5 sporting goods store and was trying to change Emmanuel's diaper. She was attacked by a man who said hola, who then knocked her out cold. When she came to, Emmanuel was nowhere to be found. Investigators questioned Rebecca and confronted her about inconsistencies in her story. Meanwhile, Emmanuel's father, Jake, has been convicted of child cruelty back in 2018 when he abused his 10-week-old daughter.
Okay, this is what Jake has been charged with, okay? He's been charged with murder with malice, right? False report of a crime, malice with murder, willful harming a child. That's an old charge. Possession of a firearm with a felony. Okay, so on this, it does appear that he has 2 charges of murder with malice. Now, I don't know if that's just a typo because he was charged in one city and then they switched it over to another city. Because how can you have 2 of the exact same crimes? They can't charge you 2 times with malice or murder with malice. All right, but on the arrest, on the charges it says he has, it does say malice with murder, falsifying report of a crime, and then once again, malice with murder. Oh, no, it's the same. Okay, because look, for whoever sent me this that said he was charged with 2 counts of malice with murder, right here, it has the count, and it's 01000000000. That's the account. Okay? That's the account number to the charge. Wait, no. He don't have an account number for the first malice with murder. It says felony, malice with murder, deposition 825, booking type PC. Then it's falsifying a report of a crime, and I just gave you out the number for it. And then the following one is the falsifying of a crime is a misdemeanor. Murder with malice is again, and it has the account number on it, and it's the same a number as the, I believe it's just 2 charges. I think it's malice with murder and falsifying a crime, to be exact. I want to show you guys this real fast. And I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me pull it up right here. Give me 1 second, guys. I want y'all to see this. Let me blow this up so y'all can look and see exactly what I'm looking at before we get into this video. See right here, he's charged with 187A, okay, felony, malice with murder. Then right here, 148.5 misdemeanor, false report of a crime. Then right under that, 187A, felony murder with malice. And these other charges are charges he had previously had. Felony possession of firearm, probation, and this right here. That's all old. But these three are new. The top three. Just got here. What did you miss? We're just going over the charges of what he's been charged with, what the rumors are, what we believe. We've talked a little bit of everything, theory, all kinds of stuff. But before we get into any more of that, I want to hear from you beautiful people tonight, okay? Because I haven't heard from you in a minute. I'm going to put the call-in number up on the screen, and I want you guys to give me your thoughts on this. Give me 1 second. Let me get the numbers up so everybody knows where to call before we get to the next story. Give me 1 second. Google. All right, the phone line is open. Call-in numbers on the screen. I want your thoughts on what is going on in this. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
What's up? This Mab?
Yeah, it's a Mabster.
What's going on, Mab?
I was just doing some research on this Haro case, you know. The district attorney who was over that first case with the 10-week-old daughter.
Yeah.
I thought the district attorney was supposed to be the prosecuting entity to put him in jail, right? But he got off with 1 day and work release, and now he's the same DA on the second case. And if the DA would have done their job correctly, Emmanuel would have never been born and killed, I guess.
Yeah. Well, he may have been born, but he may have been born to a different father.
Yeah. But I thought that was interesting. I looked that guy up. I'm like, somebody should be out in front of this dude's house.
Yeah, tell him to do his job. I agree. I think the people that are out in front of the home out there in Cabazon, they need to go in front of that courthouse and start protesting out there and screaming out there, we want justice for the baby. I think they're in the wrong location right now, to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And there's nothing at the house, you know. It's just a bunch of wood, just a building, right?
Yeah, you can scream at that house all day long. It ain't listening to you.
It ain't gonna do nothing or put any pressure on anybody.
Yeah, it's right now it's we need a diamond, and to get a diamond you need pressure. So I'm hoping everybody that's watching me from Cali that y'all hear what I'm saying and make sure you put the pressure in the right places and do the right things. And when you see people doing idiotic shit, you got to kind of police your own community. Like I can't come in there and tell people what to do because I ain't from there. But other locals can be like, hey man, don't do that. You're just making a case of y'all making it look like a circus, or you're doing this. You got to kind of police your own people.
You know what, that district attorney's name is Michael A. Hestrin.
Okay.
He's the one that should have put him in jail the first time.
Well, they need to get rid of him along with Karen Bass and the governor. You know what I'm saying?
Really.
They need to clear
a whole crew of idiots. This is one of the coolest states in the union, and it's been ruined by these freaking jackasses.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't been ruined for me because I live in a small little town that's kind of on the cowboy type of a lot of ranches and stuff near me, but I'm also close to the coast. I'm like 6 miles from any big city. So
I mean, this is a prime example of why we need to be tough on crime, Mab, across the board. It's because of things like this. If you're not, people get out and then do something even more horrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what happened. I'm not sure this is more horrible than what he did the first time. I think the first time was more horrible. I mean, because this poor daughter has to live with 3% brain function. It's basically she's in a coma.
Yeah.
I mean, what do? You just artificially feed them and just exist as a blob for the rest of your life? I know that's just to think of it is just crazy.
Well, I think I'd rather live as a vegetable.
Yeah.
To be honest, because I'm already a fruitcake. So a vegetable ain't too far from being a fruitcake. So I'm still in the produce aisle, either way.
Yeah.
Just get me a drool rag and feed me something good. You know what I'm saying? Grind up some steak, put it in a straw.
TV.
Yeah,
I mean, with 3% brain function, can you even like watch TV? I wonder if you monitor her brain.
I did my whole life so far with 3% brain function. So
I think it's more like $2.50.
Maybe. I might 3's a little generous for me. So if I can do it, anybody can do it.
All right, brother. I'll let you get some other calls.
All right. Peace, Mab.
I just wanted to, all right, buddy. Bye.
All right. 3%. That sounds like 2% more than I already have. Okay. Let's get it, guys. I want to hear your opinions on this whole thing. And when do y'all think this baby was unalived? And will Jack lead us? Jake, not Jack. Jake lead us to where the child is. Dolly.
Hi, Dolly.
Hey.
My name is Nina.
It's Nina?
I'm in South Carolina, but I'm originally from California.
Okay.
And I've been hearing rumors.
Okay, rumors.
That, and I don't know if you can check it out. Big Homie's been on the scene.
Uh-huh.
But he hasn't gone far down to where the rumors have gone.
Okay.
Where the police brought Jake, 2 miles down is a lake, a hot springs.
Uh-huh.
And they're saying he's in there or in that surrounding area.
Who is saying that? People that wasn't there?
Well,
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, think about this. The only people that were there were Jake and Rebecca. So anybody else is saying it. If anybody else is saying it, what proof do they got of what they're saying is credible? Because the internet
Jake and Rebecca have freakened that area.
Okay. According to who?
I've watched a Los Angeles medium.
A medium.
Yes. And he's called LA medium.
LA. He's like a medium for the LA area.
Yes. And he's done a 5-part series on channeling Emmanuel.
5 parts? He's going to channel a 7-month-old that can't talk.
Well, he channels his energy.
Oh.
And I suggest you watch that before making any conclusions.
I can promise you this. I will not watch that.
You don't believe in that?
No.
Because everything he has said so far has come true.
What did he say? The baby's dead? Everybody said that. I don't think it took a genius. No. I don't think it took a psychic to know that.
He said by a certain date coming soon that Jake and Rebecca would be arrested.
I said the same thing. Am I psychic?
Exactly. I've been following you since you were in California.
I'm just saying. I said the same thing. I don't think it takes a genius to come to these conclusions. I'm only working at, like I told Mab, with three brain cells, and I knew this.
Well, I know, but nobody has checked the hot springs. And that's where Jake and Rebecca always went, was to the hot springs.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And nobody has checked that area.
Wouldn't you think that the hot springs would be a populated area from people out there going to the hot springs?
Well,
if you was trying to, let me ask you this. If you was trying to dispose of a body, would you go to a populated area to do it?
It's not that populated.
Okay. All right.
Jake and Rebecca frequent that quite often.
Uh-huh.
And it's 2 miles from where Jake took police.
Okay. Okay.
So, but they didn't go down farther enough.
Okay. Do you think the police care what that psychic says? Just honest. Do you think they give 2 damns what he says?
Honestly, no.
Okay. All right. Well, as long as we're on the same page.
if there's a possibility and somebody can at least investigate it, whether it's a private engager.
Yeah, but I think they're investigating real leads, not some humbo jumbo voodoo crystal ball shit. I mean, I hate to say that, but I don't. I got to be real with you. I don't buy this shit that these psychics say. Here's the bad problem. When I get more things right than the YouTube psychics, something's wrong. Okay, I got a better batting average than any psychic on YouTube, and I'm not psychic. So what does that say for them? I just don't. Just my opinion. Now I ain't telling you not to believe it. You can believe whatever you choose to believe, but I'm not going to sit here and say I'm act like I do believe something that it's bullshit.
And I believe that.
You know.
Yeah, everyone has their own beliefs.
Absolutely. Like there's a lot of people that believe Donna Rever Serafina is some psychic lady. Me, I'm like, I don't know about all that. Okay.
But he is very adamant that that's where Emmanuel is.
Well, if he's right in the end, you come back and let me know, and I'll be like, he is the greatest psychic ever.
I'm trying to get a hold of the Tia, because he's been out there.
Okay, you got to check behind cactuses.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
he's somewhere behind a cactus. He's like JLR, but JLR is in the bushes. This dude is behind every cactus. You turn a cactus over, there he is with a microphone. Okay. With a microphone.
Yeah. Big homie did find a mound of dirt.
I bet he did. There's a lot of mounds of dirt. It's all dirt. Okay. It's like being on Mars. It's all dirt.
It was
I found a whole bunch of mounds too. I found a lot of mounds of dirt myself while I was there. There was a lot of them, mountains full of them. So,
but I'm trying to find somebody who will investigate. If I was still in California, I would go out there and investigate it.
Okay.
But I'm like you. I'm on the East Coast now.
Are you an underwater diver?
Am I what?
I mean, if they put them to the hot springs, do they throw them in the hot springs or they bury them at the hot springs? What does the psychic say?
They said he was either in the water or around the water.
Okay, that's a stretch right there. That's like playing first base and second base at the same time. He's either in the water or he's out of the water.
The hot springs isn't a big, like say lake.
I got
It's like a puddle.
A puddle.
You know, where you can basically sit in and to get the heat from the water.
I got you. I follow you.
And I just thought if anybody could help, it might be you. Because you were out there with the people.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, could I have somebody go look? Absolutely. I could have somebody go look.
I mean, that's all I'm asking. I'm not saying, hey, he's there. But, you know, that's the rumors. And a couple of other people on TikTok have said the same thing.
Yeah.
And a matter of fact, in that video, they tagged Big Homie.
You said the key word for me right there, TikTok. All right. You said the key word, TikTok. I'm not a big, there's a couple people on TikTok, but there's the rest of it. I don't know.
This guy has been doing it for a couple of decades.
Okay.
That's why
he's been conning for the last 20 years.
No, I've heard it when he's channeled somebody.
Oh, okay. All right. So he's speaking to demons.
Well, not demons. He's speaking to spirits.
Demons. That's what demons are. Spirits.
No, not necessarily. Not all the good ones.
Well, if you were good, you'd be in heaven.
It doesn't mean you can't contact them. My sister was murdered, and I speak to her all the time.
Okay, that's
and the baby told him he didn't like to go by Emmanuel. He liked to go by Manny.
That's what the baby said.
Yes.
Did you ever watch the Megan Boswell trial by any chance? Just a quick question.
No.
Well, there was a lady in there that talked to her baby. And she look, I was in the court and I was trying not to laugh. And the lady,
No, you're fine.
she
You're
was talking
fine.
to the candle and she's telling the judge, right? She's telling the judge how she talks to the candle and the baby was talking to her. And the judge was like, if you could just see the look on the judge's face, right? The judge was like, he had that look like, who let this crazy bitch into my courtroom? You could
The
make
judge ain't going to take any of this into consideration.
that lady, he
He
said,
will
what?
not. He
He was,
will throw your ass quicker than you can say, wait.
as soon as she got up there and said, the baby's talking to me, the judge looked at her like his eyes got all big. It was like, what the hell? He kind of cocked his head like, what are you talking about, lady? Everybody really
Yeah,
was like,
he was saying that Emmanuel didn't blame his mother. It was mainly Jake. And Jake was an abuser of children and pets.
okay, that's what the baby said.
Yes. Okay. And that the mother was trying to protect him. And when he tried to go at the baby, Rebecca would take and I'm not sticking up for Rebecca, but she said Rebecca would take most of the blows to keep the baby safe.
Okay. All right. All right.
So if someone can just go out and investigate it, that would make me feel a lot better because I'm hearing tons of rumors about this. And I didn't know whether I should call. If I called San Bernardino PD, they're going to look at me like I'm nuts, like you do.
Yeah, I know. All right, but we're out of time. You be good.
Okay. Have a good night.
All right. Peace.
All right. Bye.
Now, I ain't saying that lady's crazy. I'm just saying she had a bowl of Cocoa Puffs this morning. Okay, just a little bowl. Probably wasn't a big bowl, just a little small little bowl of Cocoa Puffs, right? Listen, I don't buy into none of that shit. Now, do I believe in premonitions? Yes, I do. I actually do. I believe that every now and then God shows somebody something. But when people say they can tap into this and dog whispering, they'll summon your dead grandma that died 47 years ago. Psychics always say something vague. Oh, he's in the water or he's in the dirt. Well, which one is it? You fucking psychic? Right? Listen, never trust a psychic that don't drive a Lamborghini. Okay, if you wanted to give me some psychic information, you better be driving a $300,000 Lambo. Okay, because if your ass is broke and you a psychic, you ain't a very good one. Okay, just I hate to say it. And I got so many viewers in here that love Donna Serafina. I've watched her videos. She seems like a super sweet lady, nice lady. And maybe she believes the things she says. Maybe she believes them, right? Mental health is important. Keep your brain sharp. This voodoo mumbo jumbo and people exploiting what I consider exploiting the dead. Listen, I don't tell people what to watch or what you can and can't watch. When we discuss things, you usually give me your opinion, like she did, just like it said, made a 5-part fucking series. He couldn't have did it in one part. Okay, he couldn't have did it in one part. Why he need 5 parts? The channel this 7-month-old kid that's crawling, not even walking, right? But now he's talking and he's going by a different name. Manny. I'm just look, y'all just call me Manny for short, right? It's easier to say than Emmanuel. Okay. I think it's wrong. On so many levels. You're rude, Dolly. Okay, listen, I'm giving you my opinion. Your opinion don't have to align with mine. I don't run an echo chamber here. You don't have to agree with me. But if you can call in and give me your opinion, I have every right to my opinion, right? If you think you can police my opinion, right, then you probably at the wrong channel because you can't. I'm going to say whatever the hell I want to say when I want to say it. And even though what I think you're saying is crazy, I don't think you're crazy. I don't think she's crazy. I think she believes what the man's saying. That ain't crazy. What he's saying is fucking crazy. She's repeating him. I'm saying this dude is probably full of shit. I mean, I'm just saying statistically. I don't know. I've never watched the guy. He could be the greatest psychic next to Miss Cleo when you dial 1-900 for $2.99 a minute. Okay. I know we got a lot of women viewers, and a lot of my viewers, they love psychics. I'll even listen to psychics. Do I believe it? No. Okay. Because I've watched every last single YouTube psychic be wrong. And then they always come up with something. Well, I said he was in the dirt. I said he was in the trees. I said, you know what I'm saying? They're so vague about their, oh, I see a tree. I see green leaves. I see a power line. Can you show me a fucking place on this planet that don't got a tree and a power line? All right. It's crazy. It's crazy. Now, I'm not psychic, but I do have spidey senses. That's how come I'm right all the time. You know what I use? I don't use psychic abilities. I use common damn sense. I look for inconsistencies. I look for when you're lying, things like that. And these people just say anything, right? I wasn't trying to be mean to her. I was trying to be honest with her. And if you think honesty is mean, then I'm an asshole. I'm not going to sit up here and just play like, oh, yeah, I'm going to check a fucking hot spring that some psychic said. I'm not doing that, right? I'm not even wasting my time with that. It just ain't going to happen. So why act like I'll do something to help her when I'm not going to do nothing to help you because I don't believe that shit. You might want to get somebody else on that one. Now, there's some channels that may buy into that, right, out here. I just ain't one of them. And she sounded like a sweet lady on the phone. I wasn't mean to her. I mean about what she's believing, right? Yeah, you know, it's crazy. All right, now let me open the phone lines. Anybody else want to tell me about what psychic said? Feel free. Okay, feel free. I try not to be too hard on you, right? But you're going to get the truth from.
Not to be too hard on you.
What?
Hello?
Yes.
Dolly?
Yes. Mr. Bill Collector.
Yeah.
I'm Mike.
Yeah, I just feel like you've been throwing a lot of shade to Onatita.
Shade?
Yes, you've been throwing a lot of shade.
As in how?
You've been talking shit about him ever since you came back to Virginia, left Cali.
As in what shit did I talk about him? That he false reported?
Oh,
that he false reported the death of a child? That ain't talking
and he
shit. That's
apologized
true.
for that.
That ain't talking shit
And he
about him.
apologized for that.
But what
Yes,
I'm saying is,
yes.
you said I've been talking shit about him, but I said what was truth. I said the truth. He reported the child being dead, and he wasn't. That's not talking shit about somebody. Talking shit about somebody, be like,
you can catch him hiding behind the cactus with a microphone. That's
no,
so
that's
okay.
a joke. That's a joke because you don't know.
That's not a joke.
Do you know
That's
who
not a joke.
JLR
Throwing
is?
shade towards that. No,
Do you
that's
know?
not a joke, Dolly.
Listen, do you know who JLR is?
No.
Okay, then you don't understand the joke. You don't get
Come
the
on
joke.
now, Dolly.
You don't. JLR is a guy we always say is on the scene, just like your big homie, right?
Yeah.
And we always say he's in the bushes because he's always there. So as a reference to the big homie, I said he's behind the cactus because there's no bushes. So you don't understand the joke. You're thinking I'm talking shit and I'm telling a joke. Do you get it now?
No, that's no.
You're misunderstanding.
It's throwing shade.
You're
It's
misunderstanding.
throwing shade. You've been throwing shade ever since you left Cali. Come on, Dolly.
You are
No.
misunderstanding me, woman. I'm trying to explain to you, but you don't want to listen to that. You already have your mind made up that I'm talking shit about somebody when I'm telling a joke.
No. Even when Onatita was arguing with the neighbor, you was running to your car from the leaves. Like, come on now, but you out there playing Maddie.
No, you know why? You know why I backed away from that? Because of his language. Why? Because of the things he was saying. because of the things he was saying. That's why.
But you
Why
cut
can't
off.
you have
You was just cussing. You was just cussing about the lady and her deceased baby.
what
You
lady
called
in
her
her
crazy
this?
bitch.
What lady in
But
her
the
deceased
other caller
baby?
just called. You were just cussing that lady out. What are
I
you
did
talking
not
about?
cuss. You done lost your mind,
Yes,
woman.
you did.
Did you hit your head on a cactus?
I'm fucking looking at you.
I don't know what the
I
hell
heard
you.
you.
I don't know what you listening to, but you must be listening to the same spirit world that she's listening to, because I don't know what the hell you talking about. All right, next call. Hold on. All right, let me explain this to you guys. She must be brand new. This must be day one for her in true crime. Okay. Now, anybody that knows, there's only so many people that show up at true crime events. Okay. Dolly's one of them. JLR is one of them. Bullhorn Betty's one of them. Right. And on the Tita, I think I said his name right, is new to us here on the East Coast. Okay. He's new to us on the East Coast. We don't got to own the Tita on the East Coast. We got JLR. Okay. JLR is always considered to be in the bushes. He's at every true crime scene. Okay. I see people saying she's day one, right? You brand new, woman. You brand new, right? So we're always like, he's jumping into bushes. If you get in a bush, JLR is going to be in it because he's everywhere. So my reference to on the Tita was that he is everywhere. That's why I said check behind a cactus, because there ain't no bushes. But since you brand new here and you don't understand, I tried to inform you. You got to remember, when that dude fell, who helped him? Why? If I wanted to talk shit about him, why would I help him? Right? Remember, I went and got him in a rag, the cold rag, dumped it in ice, gave him my rag, went and got him some cold water. Why? I think you're misunderstanding. You were like, well, you said he reported a misinformation. He did. He did. I mean, is that shit talking somebody, or is that coming up here and telling the truth? Right? I believe it's telling the truth. Right? Of what's going on. I said, yo, you said this. It created a frenzy. So it ain't been no shade. And I didn't say that when I got back to Virginia. I just got back to Virginia 4 hours ago. I said that in Vegas. I said that shit when I was on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast now. I'm on the other side of the damn country, lady. Okay? When I said that, I was on the West Coast. I was in Vegas, right? I was in Vegas. So you're just misunderstanding. I said plenty of times, I think what the dude is doing out there is a good thing. If people choose to hear what they want to hear, or they interpret things without knowing, right? Like you could have just asked me, like, hey, Dolly, what's your reference to him behind a cactus? And I would have told you. But you were like, you don't understand. And like, I think a shirt that said, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just telling you why I'm right. Okay. I'm just telling you why I'm right, lady. Like, oh, come on now. All right. So believe what you want to believe, think what you want to think. Yeah, I mean, that's the point of that. All right, let's open the phone lines back up. Phone lines are back up. Psychics and disgruntled callers. Okay. That's what we're working with tonight. Dolly.
Oh my Lord, have mercy, Jesus. It's me, Shauna.
Hey, hey, Shauna.
Hey, welcome home, Dolly. I'm glad you had a good birthday trip. Thank you for doing what you did. Going out there.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, you know. I joke around about the desert and the heat a lot, but it wasn't terribly bad. It wasn't terrible.
Oh, it's horrible. Listen, I went out there years and years with the military at NTC, and that desert is horrible if you're not used to it. But I'm going from like trying to call you 25 times to now being a little bit pissed off. But I'm glad you had a good birthday. I'm glad you got to enjoy some of your time. Thank you for being there, boots on the ground, but who in the actual F is this person? Sorry. Okay. I'm going to bring it back. I don't, people that don't know you or what you do and why you do it really kind of piss me off. But,
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of brand new people. So they may not get what I do.
And you're fair. But you're fair. But people that come at you.
I'm honest.
Yes.
I think is what sometimes, you know what people say, you can't handle the truth.
Exactly.
You know?
Real knows real.
And you know, one thing she said was that I ran to my car. What you don't understand, what she don't understand is the language and the threats were getting so bad that I kept having to mute the mic, right? That I had to mute the mic. Now I work hard to build my channel. I'm not letting some dude making threats towards each other, saying the most craziest foul shit they can say, get my channel taken down. So if she didn't notice, as soon as I left, I took the whole damn video down and cut him completely out the video. Right?
It's called being a grown-up.
It's because of the language, and YouTube has rules. It's called guidelines, right? And you get guideline strikes. They strike me. They take my channel down for a week, and then you got to kiss their butt to get your channel back. And I wasn't going through that. I don't know that guy.
You're not a butt kisser.
I don't know that guy like that. I'm going to let you destroy my channel. Right? No, it ain't happening. So
we were all on the back end. I mean, those of us that have followed you forever that know you were like, oh shit.
Y'all see me. Y'all see me try to fight the whole neighborhood. So I get it, but that's me.
Yeah.
That's me. That's me. I ain't letting him do it and F my channel up. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'll leave that for when I go crazy.
Exactly. And we all have your back, man. And that person that just said all this crap, I mean, I'm not trying to be bully badass, but you know what?
If they hadn't been
I'm not there in Cali.
If they hadn't been making the threats that they were doing, I would have.
Oh yeah, it was bad. No, it was beyond. Yeah, but
I had to edit him out.
Go as long as you could.
Yeah.
To show, I mean, and you were supportive and like you were smart. You were being a creator, but yet a journalist and like everything, but you weren't going to let yourself get screwed like you did back in Georgia.
Yeah, no shit. I learned a lot from the Georgia event. You notice I didn't repeat it. I didn't repeat the Georgia shit. I was like, okay, I know I ain't being no parts of this. And then when people were doing shit bad, I got away from them. Right? You out here doing some ignorant stuff. I'm not sticking around by you.
No, but you still covered it. You still covered it though.
Yeah, like y'all out there trying to fight people. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Nobody said nothing to me. Nobody did nothing to me. I'm Bennett, ain't in it. Y'all handle that shit yourself, but y'all ain't going to do it on my live stream.
Right, and that's exactly. You're not going to do that on my name. And you know what? I'm not a content creator, but I follow those of you that are real, and I don't understand how it goes, but I was very proud of you, and I know all of us were.
I mean, that whole situation could have been easily de-escalated, but it
really could have. It really could have
escalated instead of de-escalated. And I've learned my lesson: de-escalate shit, just walk away, don't say nothing.
Exactly.
That dude's only going to scream so mad before he walks in his house and shuts the hell up.
He was on well, in my opinion, my speculation.
He was probably drinking. I don't know, because he seemed pretty. And he did.
Yeah.
He did start it. But
he did.
You gotta kind of. Some people listen. I had me. I don't like to walk away from stuff either. Like
exactly.
You come challenge me.
Right. We're gonna go toe to toe.
We're going toe to toe, and I'll go to jail. Exactly. I ain't scared to get locked up. Right. So so now I know my temper, and I know you come say something to me, I'm just gonna walk away. I don't want to keep getting locked up. I don't want to do that.
Well, that shows growth, because I've been where you are, not with YouTube, but with life. Yes. And I've been the one that will come back and toe to toe and fist to boxing and all that. But I'm pissed off that I'm even having to talk about this because of the caller.
It ain't no big deal. She's just misinformed. She don't know what's going
She's
on.
very much. She doesn't know you. She doesn't know where you come from. She doesn't know what you're all about.
She don't know I've been locked up for the same shit that happened out there. She don't know that.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Well,
all right.
I just want.
You be
I want
good.
to say happy birthday. I'm glad you took some time. It was really cool. Your tour on the bus out there in LA, that was really cool to watch.
Yeah.
I couldn't chat because I was working, but that was awesome. And I loved it. And you know what, Dolly, I'm so proud of you. I mean, I'm proud of you always, but you just keep doing your thing. And I know you don't let these two toes bother you, but you did justice to this baby and you did justice to your mission out there. And I'm just happy that you got to have some time for your birthday.
You be good.
Okay.
Thanks.
Love you, Dolly. Love you, PJ. Bye, PJ.
PJ's in bed. Okay. Let me explain this for anybody that's out here new. Okay. This ain't my first rodeo. All right. This ain't the first time this has happened. All right. People that's been following me for years. Everybody watched me go to jail in Georgia. Okay. It's the same similar situation. Lady threw her baby in the trash can. Leilani Simon. I was out right in front of her house. Neighbors coming out trying to fight. I acted just a fool. All right. I tried to get into it with the Fry Guy. Anybody remember the Fry Guy? Press 1 in the chat. Right. The same type of situation, your homie on the Tita. Same type of shit. Hecklers down there. People calling me all kinds of names and trying to start fights and shit. And I ended up snapping. And I went to jail. Okay. With no bond. Okay. Let me repeat this. With no bond. If it wasn't for high-powered friends that watch the channel, shit, I might still be sitting in jail in Georgia, right? I might still be sitting there, right? But people, millionaires, watch this channel, and they were like, "Oh hell no!" And the lady that got me out was a really powerful woman down there in Georgia, and she called the jail, and I had no bond, and she said, "Let him go now." And you know what they did? They kicked me out of jail. I've never been kicked out of jail. So some of y'all are just tuning in and don't get what's going on and why I walk away from things. And, you know, this lady made it like I ran. Let me tell you this. I ain't scared of the fucking devil. Okay? I ain't scared of the devil. There ain't nothing that scares me. You could have came out there with rock wallers. I don't run. I'm fat and slow. Okay? That shit don't happen. I got away because I've learned my lesson from things just like that, you know. And I'm gonna tell you now, if you don't learn from your mistakes out here in these YouTube streets, you're doomed to repeat it over and over and over again. If anything, my viewers will tell you that I handle myself respectfully, honestly, and way better than I have in the past. Okay. So yeah. As far as throwing shade, if I wanted to shit talk somebody, oh, you will know when I am shit talking somebody. You will know. All right. So let's get back to it. Phone lines are back open. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Yes.
It's Rita from Dexter.
Hey, Rita.
Hey, you're great.
Yeah.
I just wanted you to know how, you know what? I was going to call in and then Rose called in and I let her go on, you know.
That wasn't Rose. That was Shauna.
Oh, I sounded like, oh my, I thought that was Rose. See, I'm getting old, Dolly. I'm getting old.
Uh-huh.
That's what happens when you get old. See, you start hearing things differently.
Yes.
But I'm telling you. But anyway, I want you to know that I actually got kicked off of a channel for taking up for you the other night. But,
did you?
Oh, well, yes, I did. I won't say the channel's name.
It happens.
It happens. They were bragging about how they were on the case from the very beginning. I said, really? Dolly was on the case at 5:30 in the morning. Oh, they were all worked up about that. But anyway, it's okay.
It's all right.
Listen,
went
I
ahead
ain't
and blocked
in
that
a
channel.
race. I ain't in a race to be the first on a case or anything.
I
It's not a
know.
race to me. It's not a
It was
competition
for
to
this.
me.
It was for this YouTuber. Trust me. It was for this YouTuber, and I was saying good things, but then when he didn't say anything to me, he waited till I got off the phone call to say something, and then he said something that I didn't even say, and then he reiterated and made a whole other live and talking about me, and I was like, fine, I'll just block his channel, and I unmembered and unsubbed because guess what? You're the reason, and JLR is the reason I'm in true crime. And I found you from JLR's channel when the Veronica Butler case hit. And you are real, Dolly. And what the lady was saying is wrong because that lady don't know you.
Yes.
And we know that the lady that just called done reiterated that.
Well,
I wanted
she
to
didn't
call
get
in
the
and
joke.
ask.
She didn't get the joke.
Yeah.
She don't know who
She don't
JLR
understand
is.
ya.
She don't know who JLR is. So she was just thinking that he's saying this dude's behind a cactus, but she didn't get the reference to JLR bushes. Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, when we first showed them, they said he was the Mexican version of JLR. So if she would have been here for that, she would have known what the joke was in reference to.
Yeah, and we were all like, "Oh, we love this new Mexican JLR. We love this guy."
Yeah.
And
So,
we do. We
you know,
like the guy a lot.
yeah, she don't get it. She's, people make up whatever they want to make up in their mind, and then they kind of just like. But I get it. She didn't understand it. She didn't understand, and that's reasonable. But when I tried to explain it to her, she kind of like didn't want to hear it, And then what am I doing? Kicking a dead horse? I ain't gonna sit here and argue with you, lady.
I know. I saw it. I was like, "What in the world?"
Yeah.
But I wanted you to know that I did get kicked off of the channel. But guess what? It's okay because I'm right here on your channel.
There you go.
But it's okay.
That's a good way to look at it.
I'm gonna stay right here on the channel where people are real and not fake, where the truth gets told and we're not told lies, where we can take a joke and have a good time.
Yeah.
And I just want to call in and let you know that.
Okay. All right, Rita, you be good.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.